What's going on, everybody? Trey back with G Squared. Today we're going to be taking a look at yet again another Glock, but a more specialized type Glock. So a lot of times companies, government agencies will reach out to gun companies, especially this happens all the time in the military. When they reach out to them, they're like, hey, can you make X gun for us? Can you make it have this, that, different features that they might want? I'll start out by saying that whenever I first found out about this gun, it was not because I was looking up what government agency used it. It was because I had heard rumor that you could shoot Glocks underwater. So I was like, man, you know, that's kind of cool. Who wouldn't want a gun that you could shoot underwater? Now, obviously ballistics are going to be a lot different in that application, but when I looked it up, I Googled, I was like, okay, which guns shoot underwater? It popped up this 19M. A weird stat, but one to definitely take note of. You can't really say that about every gun out there in the market. So this Glock, with that being said, was made for the FBI. It is their daily carry, their side carry for pistol option, right? This gun was made specifically for the FBI. It has an extended slide lock. It is ambidextrous on the slide lock. It does not have an extended takedown, but it does have that extended slide lock. It also has Ameriglow H3 night sights, which are really nice. I like being able to rely on a pistol that has night sights. A lot of times we'll talk about guns that we've equipped with lights, different type of lights, be it a, you know, Surefire, whatever. We talk about that, and these night sights are amplified when you have that kind of light. It really helps you be able to pick up on something well at night, and overall provides a better experience for the shooter. Other than those features, this Glock is very similar to a standard run-of-the-mill G19 that you might find out on the shelf. But the reason that I picked this pistol up, and I talked about this a little bit in the tabletop that I did on it, was because of the FBI attributes. Different government agencies such as the USPS also has this pistol. Now, your mail carrier is probably not carrying a Glock on them, but there are certain positions within that agency that they have to fill and that they have to have a pistol on them for protection, right? So with that being said, let's put a couple rounds down range to see how it performs. I will say this, I don't know if Gene can hear me yet or not, but I've been shooting pretty well with Glocks today. I'm not even gonna lie to you, like, it's been all right. That never happens with me. This is a Glock that is modeled after, I'll add this too, it's modeled after that original Gen 5 that does not have the front slide serration. So let's check it out and see how she shoots. Well, it's a smorgasbord, I think that's a word, of different groupings. It's not the best group in the world, but it is also a Glock. I'm not the best with Glocks, but I will say this, it was reliable, it shot very well. I really, you know, a Glock is a Glock, so they say. I'm gonna get a couple rounds here and load up, but they say a Glock is a Glock, and you know, overall, that is a very true statement. You really can't beat a Glock when it comes to reliability. They've been around and they've stood what we're calling now the test of time in comparison to other gun companies that haven't been around that long. But shooting that 19M, how did it handle recoil? It did rather well. I enjoyed shooting it. It felt just like a 19. It is a 19, but that 19M, you know, is a specific model for the FBI. I'm almost positive that it's an overrun of production, right? So they didn't actually make these for civilian use like they did the 19X. I know initially it was because the contract with the military fell through and they didn't end up winning that contract. So they had all of these pistols that they were required of the military to make, and they didn't have anything to do with them because they didn't win the contract. SIG did with the M17. So now they had all these 19Xs. They had to do something with them. So what did they do? They put them out in the public market. Well, when they did that, they realized, man, this is a popular pistol. So they started making them on routine, right? They started making them here and there and selling them everywhere. So I don't think that's going to happen with this 19M because it's not necessarily special in that regard. I mean, the 19X has more capacity, and it has a completely different frame as opposed to this 19M. Really, the only thing that's different would be your extended slide lock and your AmeriGlow sights, which you can add both aftermarket. You can't really add an extended grip. I mean, yes, you can get an extended magazine, but you can't really add an extended grip. Let's see, let's put some more rounds down range and just see how she performs. I don't expect nothing less than perfection. I would say it shot well. We did a little bit of going back and forth. No malfunctions, no stovepipes, no failure to feeds, anything of the nature that would be coming from the gun itself. I think we're going to let Gene maybe get behind these reins, let him steer the deer.
Well, unlike on the, I don't think that my Glock Gen 5 has the little half moon shape here. No, maybe it does. I honestly, I don't remember. But when he told me he had this, I looked at it. I said, well, that's just the original first run of the Gen 5, you know, with the AmeriGlow front orange sight, the ambi slide lock. I mean, it looks like a Gen 5 to me, but this was around before then, so a lot of people think they got shafted if they got the original Gen 5 because they like the front serrations. Me, I could care less either way. You know how I feel about the front serrations. You know, it is beveled at the front of the slide here a little bit, so, you know, and any time that I ever did a press check, I always did it from the rear. And like I said, it is beveled at the front of the slide here, so you can manipulate that. But some people think they got shafted because they didn't get the front serrations, but I kind of like it. I actually ended up selling it and then repurchasing it because I just, you know, I was like, well, you know, that was the first run. They don't make that one anymore, so, you know, I have something special because I'm a special guy, you know. So like Trey said, I don't expect there to be any malfunctions. Usually shoot pretty well with Glock. I shoot a lot better than Trey does with Glock. I know he was making his little brags. He didn't think I could hear him before, but yeah, you know, whatever. I shoot better than Trey with the Glock. I think everybody shoots great with the Canic though. I don't know if I mentioned that. So because we've been shooting a lot of Canics today, and man, they're awesome pistols. But anyway, this is the Glock 19M. I mean, it is a Glock. You know, what more can I say about it? It performs, it functions. Trey was kind of nostalgic about it because of, like he said, I think it was originally developed for the FBI and the USPS, certain, you know, I guess defense contractors or something with the United States Post Office. They carry them and stuff like that. I think actually that M stands for Mariner or something like that. Like he said, you could shoot it underwater. But anyway, it is a Glock. It is a Glock. Is a Glock, right? Shoots, performs, flawless, accurate, just a good solid gun. I mean, you know, it's not necessarily budget friendly for everyone, and there are some more budget friendly options available, but they don't have the track record that the Glock does. So of course, like any other Glock, we can highly recommend it.